how did I get this shot without a macro lens? That's easy. These are extension tubes. They are the cheapest way to get into macro photography. I got these for 27 bucks on Amazon and I find they work quite well. So then, how do you use them? Well, these specific ones came in a pack of 2 and you've got different sizes, 10 and 16 millimeter. Basically, the more separation you have between your lens and camera body, the closer you're going to be able to get to your subject. So let's say you want to get as close as possible. Well, first you're going to want to combine these two pieces, which is as simple as it is to put on a lens on your camera. Turn it until it clicks. Next step, connect it to your lens. Make sure you're seated, twist it, and you hear the click. That means you're locked in and you're ready to do the same process again with your camera body. No need to worry about this falling off or anything. These were cheap and are mostly made of plastic, but they're durable. No need to worry. So now it is basically as simple as turning on your camera and taking a photo. But there's some caveats to that, so I'll get to that later. So what's good about these? Well, you can use it with basically any lens you want. Any of these lenses from Fujifilm, for example, will just click right in and go on my camera body and suddenly it's a macro lens. There's no need to go out and spend extortionate amounts of money on dedicated macro lenses. Instead, you can use what you already have. So then what's the catch? Well, the focus plane is extremely small. Basically, you're gonna have to be just the right distance from your subject for it to be sharp. Unlike a dedicated macro lens, if you're pretty far from your subject, and by pretty far I mean even more than a foot, you are just simply not going to be able to focus. You can change how extreme this focal plane issue is based on how long your tube is, but that also is going to limit you how close you can get to your subject. So it's kind of a trade-off. If you want to get really close, you're going to have a hard time getting focus correct. So who are these for then? Well, I would say this is for anyone who wants to try out macro photography on the cheap, or someone like me who doesn't do macro photography very often, but needs to every once in a while and doesn't want to spend a lot of money on it. Throw this in your camera bag and you've got a way to get close-up shots for very cheap. It may be a little finicky, but it can be worked with. If you're only going to be shooting macro photography every once in a while, I think this is a great way to do it on the cheap.